This is your moment to shine. You need to be a trailblazer.
Like an effortless trailblazer. Like I just got out of bed and was all, oops, I just blazed a trail. Wake up!
What? This couch is too crowded.
There's been a lot of talk as of late in regards to all the reboots, remakes, continuations, and so on going on in movies and television. Hollywood seems bent on going and doing, or in this case, redoing, everything that has been done before in order to get easy ratings and money. And that especially goes for the various streaming services out there, one of which is getting ready to launch the series of iCarly once again, but updated to its more modern time. To thank you for watching this video, we're offering you an absolutely free training webinar. Have you ever wondered how to end procrastination and self-sabotage so you can unleash your full potential to live the life you deserve? #1 best-selling author and high-performance coach Peter Sage is hosting a free webinar where he'll teach you how to increase your wealth with less time and struggle, and also how to hyper-boost your growth and success so you can finally break out of any rut you find yourself in. Right now, Peter and his team are offering a free $100 gift to anyone who doesn't find his webinar as the best use of their time within the last 5 years. Now, let's get back to the video. The catch, though, is that a very key cast member won't be involved. Allow us to show you Jennette McCurdy reveals why she won't be on iCarly 2. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. 6. iCarly 2, only on Paramount+. So let's get to it. Yes, iCarly's coming back via a sequel, series / reboot kind of deal. However, the iCarly reboot is not going to be on Nickelodeon like the original series. Instead, it's been picked up by the new streaming service Paramount+, which used to be known as CBS All Access, if you recall. Furthermore, it was confirmed that Miranda Cosgrove, Nathan Kress, and Jerry Trainor were all going to be brought back for the reboot. They were the core of the show in many ways, and fans are already excited to see them back in action for whatever the show brings. However, when it comes to Jennette McCurdy, not only has she not been announced to return for it, a set photo of the sequel / reboot was posted on Paramount Plus's Twitter page and she wasn't on it. Furthermore, a few characters were revealed and one of them has already been labeled as Carly's best friend, which was the role that McCurdy had when she was on the show. So what happened to her? Well, not a lot. 5. Jennette's past with Nickelodeon. To be clear, Jennette as of yet hasn't spoken about the reboot or why she refused to be in it. However, she's previously spoken about stepping away from acting after what she has called the psychological trauma of being a child star. This was from a since-deleted bio on her own website where she wrote, "I started out as a child actor. That certainly lent some psychological trauma. Sound guys can be especially creepy." That bio has since been updated, but is still hardly positive about her time as a teen actor. It now reads, Jennette McCurdy got her start in child acting, which by her late teen years had brought her success. She starred in Nickelodeon's hit show iCarly and her own spin-off Sam and Cat. Despite her outside success, McCurdy felt ashamed of 90% of her resume and ultimately unfulfilled. So she turned to alcohol, but since that didn't work, she quit acting and began pursuing writing / directing in 2017. In a HuffPost op-ed, she went into more detail about feeling unfulfilled in her work on the set of Sam and Cat, which she starred in alongside Ariana Grande. Particularly, she spoke about how it re-triggered her eating disorder. McCurdy wrote, "I had also become acutely aware that I was a role model for kids, which I felt like I was supposed to find cool but actually found upsetting." She described why. "My great contribution to society was walking into an overlit Nickelodeon set shouting lines about fried chicken." My character liked fried chicken. "And that's what kids were looking up to? Granted, we can't all be American Buddhist nun Pema Chodron, but there was something about the shallowness of my success that made me resent it. That resentment festered, providing even more fuel for my disordered eating. I actively began to engage in anorexic behavior again." That's tragic, and the worst part about it was that her tie with Nickelodeon wasn't done yet. 4. Sam and Cat fallout. The ending of iCarly came at a very interesting time on Nickelodeon as another key series in Victorious ended, which was the show that gave birth to the career of Ariana Grande in many ways. Nickelodeon felt that the two side characters of Sam McCurdy and Cat Grande had potential for a new show, and thus Sam and Cat were born. Not long after the show was made, though, McCurdy went and did an open letter of sorts and noted the concept of fake friends, meaning ones who seem to be your friend but aren't. It was very clear to fans and others that she was talking about Ariana Grande, so much so that she noted that while they used to have fun together, they eventually became estranged because of a certain someone, quote, "loving drama and gossip," unquote. McCurdy even said that working together with said person was detrimental to her mental health. It also came out that the two butted heads a lot on set, and this, among other factors, would lead to Sam and Cat not lasting long on Nickelodeon at all. Adding to that, McCurdy noted that Nickelodeon put her in an uncomfortable, compromising, unfair situation. So yeah, not a good situation overall. And when you compare it to how other certain child stars fared at places like Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, and more over the years, you start to see a pattern. 3. Child actors. Many would like to write off what McCurdy went through and say that it wasn't a representation of other stars and actors. But is that really true? Nope. Look at fellow former Nickelodeon star Amanda Bynes. At one time, she was one of the biggest stars on Nickelodeon. But now, she's broken mentally because she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder way too late and her actions very much destroyed her career. Disney Channel had this happen as well with actors like Orlando Brown from That's So Raven or Miley Cyrus. Even some of the Disney Channel original movie stars that Disney prided themselves on broke mentally and became a series of tragic tales of why child acting isn't the best thing in the world. But it's not just TV show acting that does this to young stars. Movies do it as well. How about Harry Potter, where star Daniel Radcliffe was one of the most known actors in Hollywood because he was Harry Potter, and then once the pressure was off of him due to being out of the franchise, he, well, went off and started getting into situations that shocked fans greatly. And these are just some of the examples we can give. There are many more out there to note. The point here is that McCurdy is not a lone example of child star pressure and abuse. For McCurdy, she was coming in for iCarly at what many call a golden age of Nickelodeon shows. Everyone wanted this to be a big hit, and that meant putting a lot of pressure on the stars like McCurdy, and as she noted, it broke her. So she isn't doing this reboot because she wants to protect her mental health, something that sadly isn't appreciated enough in the world today, but McCurdy is going to fight for it because it's her life. 2. The new direction of iCarly. The other curious thing that makes McCurdy's decision to go and skip this reboot mean more is that apparently this is going to be a more adult-oriented take on the franchise, meaning that the problems they deal with are more grown-up problems than the ones that kids would be in the know about. After all, when iCarly was on, Nick was tailored for kids, full stop. But because of the age difference in the cast, they're apparently taking a more of an adult sitcom approach. Why does this matter to Jennette McCurdy? Well, because she might fear that the writers and team would want to take elements from her life and put it into the show, which for her would be very much a nightmare scenario. Or they might have her character go and do things she's uncomfortable with and thus do more harm to her mental state. Thank you for watching this video. We're offering you an absolutely free training webinar. How would you feel knowing that you could pay every bill you have right now as well as any future bills that come in? Commission Hero is a proven system that has helped over 8,000 people earn upwards of $1,000 a day or more. The best part is that there is zero experience needed to get started. In this free training, Robbie Blanchard and his team will teach you the top 3 secrets to how and why this system works, and how it can also work for you. Join the thousands of people who have found success and financial freedom using Commission Hero. Right now, the first 100 people to use the link below will get access to this free webinar. Now let's get back to the video. 1. Retirement. Rumors have continued to swirl about whether McCurdy will return to acting, especially with the return of iCarly. But in an interview with Anna Faris, she noted that she's done, and for a very simple reason. I ultimately quit after my mom passed away, because with her death kind of died a lot of her ideas for my life, and that was its own journey and a difficult one for sure, McCurdy said. The whole experience led her to say, I resent my career in a lot of ways, and left her feeling so unfulfilled by the roles that I played and felt like it was the most just cheesy, embarrassing thing. Given all of that, how could anyone ask her to go and be a part of this again? So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the iCarly reboot / remake / sequel series and how Jennette McCurdy fits into all of this despite not honestly being on the show? Are you mad that she won't be a part of the series and that she's already been replaced by another character? Do you think that this is proof of the pressure that young stars like McCurdy go through and how it affects them? Will you be watching iCarly when it returns? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.